If you're a photographer looking to build your business, you need to be doing this right now. And what is that? It's building your personal brand. Now, why do you need to build a personal brand? Well, in this video, I will be telling you exactly why new photographers, old photographers, all photographers should build a personal brand. Hi, I'm Katie. I am a brand photographer based out of Dallas, Texas, and I help photographers turn their passion into profits so that they're not just having an expensive hobby. So why do photographers need to build a personal brand? Why does a personal brand matter? What is a personal brand? Let me ask you this question. What separates you, or what makes you different from every other photographer down the street, around the corner, in the next town, in the next city, in another state? Like, why should somebody book you over anybody else? Now, the only defining factor that you own that nobody else can take away is you. Your personal brand is you. And it's the only thing that nobody else, the competition, can't take away. It might be imitated, but it cannot be replicated because there is only one you. You are unique. And I know it sounds a little bit cheesy, but it's true. And when you build a personal brand, that makes you different. That's it. That's it. It doesn't have to be your photos. It doesn't have to be your gear. It doesn't have to be your website or your social media or anything else like that. The thing that separates you from every other photographer is you. So that's why it's important to build a personal brand and leverage that. Yes, you need to have good photos. Absolutely. If you're a photographer, you need to have good quality photos if you intend on charging for them. But in the end, you may see, as you progress on your journey as a photographer, you might see there are like other photographers whose work you might feel is not as good as yours, but they're getting a lot of business. And why is that? And it could be a number of factors, but one of them could be that the other photographer has a better brand, or they have a better business, or they're running their business like a business. Another reason that you should build your personal brand is that that's what makes you memorable. That's what your friends and your family can talk about you. They can say, hey, yes, my friend so-and-so is a photographer, you should go check them out. Or you become known in your circles as the photographer of your group. You become known for that thing. And then parts of your personal brand can be the things that you like, or your personality, or things that you would talk to strangers about, to tell them about your business, what it is that you do. And really, like, your personality is going to be what sets you apart. Because here's the thing that you have to learn in business, you have to learn in the photography business, and it's hard. It's a hard lesson. It's a hard pill to swallow, but not every client is for you, and you are not for every client, and that is okay. In fact, when you build a personal brand, you are either going to attract the people who like you, or you're going to repel them. And while it may sound like a bad thing to repel clients when maybe you're like, all I want to do is book clients, what do you mean I'm going to repel them? But listen, in my years of being a photographer and saying yes and booking anyone and everyone, I've learned that not every client is meant for you. If they are like, ooh, I don't know if she's for me, I don't know if he's my vibe, I don't know, that's actually okay. That's probably a sign from the universe that you were not meant to book them or they were not meant to book you, and that is totally okay. And that's why it's important to put your personality out there. And having a personal brand doesn't mean that you're putting all of your business out into the world. It just means that you're putting a stake in the ground, you're saying what you believe in as far as it comes to like what your philosophy is on photographs, what your mission is with your business, like why do you work with the clients that you work with. And it also helps define you as a photographer. So maybe you're a newborn photographer and newborn photography is really important to you because perhaps you've had an infertility journey or something like that, and you can connect with your clients on that page. Now, I will say that I was part of that club. Not a newborn photographer, but I do have experience with going through infertility, and if I had a photographer who could connect with me on that point, I'd be like, sold. You understand me, you get me. So when you build a personal brand, you create connection points for your future clients to connect with you. Like maybe you love dogs, or you have dogs, or maybe you work with a dog rescue, or a client who also loves dogs or got their dog from a rescue, or is going to connect on that point. If you are a mom, if you are you work full-time and this is your side hustle, there's gonna be people who connect with those connection points. Or maybe you grew up in another state and that person happens to be from that state. People love to make connections, and when you make those little points of connection known, you're going to create a deeper relationship than if none of those details were ever known. So it's important to build a personal brand from the beginning to set yourself apart, and you are the only thing that sets yourself apart from everybody else. So if you're a photographer, you must build a personal brand. And building a personal brand is the fastest and most effective way to set yourself apart from your competition. It is the one thing that nobody else can duplicate or replicate. They might imitate, but it cannot be taken from you because you are the only you out there. And so when you build a personal brand, you allow your future clients to kind of get to know you. They might know things about you, like you love Disney, or you love traveling, or you grew up in California, you grew up in Florida, you grew up abroad, whatever the case may be, and you create these connection points that they can connect with, relate with. You become relatable, you become vibe with them. I can't describe it in any other way, but there's just something that helps make a relationship stick together stronger, longer, easier, faster when you have these connection points. And when you're hiring a photographer, when someone's looking for a photographer, getting in front of the camera is super vulnerable, especially if it is like a solo session, like a personal branding session, or a portrait session where you're just one person in front of the camera. Getting in front of the camera is super scary, and so trust needs to be built, and building a personal brand is one of the fastest ways to create that trust, build that trust, foster that trust, so your client trusts you and you become the only choice that they want to hire for their photography. Oh, have I convinced you yet? Do you think you need to build a personal brand? Let me know in the comments.